Hey everyone, when it is time to start working on our Pindell project, I want to share with you our next steps. So whether you're at home like I am today, or if we're in the classroom doing this project, the steps are really the same. And so if we have painted paper to work with, which we created in the classroom, then you're going to be using your painted paper. But if you don't have the painted paper, then you will want to find whatever colored surfaces that you can find to work with. And so keeping in mind what my project color requirements are, I have chosen to use complementary colors, and my set of complementary colors is violet and yellow. And so I would look around my house to see what I could find that has color on it. And so, for example, maybe I have magazines or ads, catalogs, all sorts of things that you could use to cut pieces out of that have or that are according to your color scheme. So for example, this page has got beautiful greens on it, yellow greens. There are sections in here with the water, with turquoise, blues. Here's some blues up in here. Lots of different, some beautiful areas of color. Here would be some more blues, so monochromatic blues and whites. Again, we've got greens. Okay, so you get the idea with things like this. And then you can also consult your pantry and think about like what food product boxes do you have that you could use to cut up. And so a lot of these packages, mom or dad might say, no, you can't have that. Well, if you're careful when you open these, a lot of food products, the packaging, thank you American Waste, I guess, we have an outer carton and an inner carton made of plastic. So this plastic is what is still protecting the product. So we could use this to cut up. Same with these other things. The macaroni you could put in a container to keep it good until you're ready to use it. But nonetheless, you have lots of things around the house if you are at home that you could cut. So our next step is going to be whatever you choose to cut, you're going to want to find an area that is free from distraction, and you're going to use the templates that we had in class, or that I gave you in class. Now, if you weren't in class and you don't have these templates, again, look around your house for some things. So I found, well, I don't know what I did with it. I did have some money, but here's a K-cup, which is approximate. Oh my goodness, look at that. That is exactly the same size as that. I found this Campbell's soup can that is, it's a little bit smaller than that circle, but it's close. And somewhere I had a quarter, but my cat was just here. Oh, there it is. Okay, and so here's a quarter. Oh yeah. Okay, that's almost exactly spot on. So you get the idea. If you can't find these templates, find something else in your house that you can use. All right. So I've got my paper and it is dry. And for purposes of our video today, I'm using a Sharpie marker, but you can probably just use pencil at home or whatever you can find. Your goal is to use these templates on your painted paper or whatever colored paper you have, and you want to get as many fit on this paper as you are able. And I will tell you that you want a good mix of them. You do not want all big circles cut out. You don't want all little circles out. You've got to have a nice mix of them. And so you want to really take your time and try and use up as much of this painted paper as you are able, because we just want to be good stewards of, that doesn't quite fit, drat, good stewards of those surfaces and the materials and the paints that we have used. Okay, so try and take a little bit of time and get as many circles drawn on here as you can. You're going to cover up the entire surface. Same for this. Just do as many as you can. Once you have covered it all, I like to kind of rough cut these first. And again, you would wait until you have the entire paper covered, but for purposes of time here, I'm just going to sort of speed through this. All right, so set this aside. And again, I like to always rough cut first because I think it makes the final cutting so much easier. Okay. So as I'm cutting this shape out, I want to make sure that I am not left with any of the line behind. So if you see, I've got this black line around here. I want to cut slow and steady and very methodically. I want no rough edges, no pointy edges. It's not elementary school cutting anymore. It should be slow, steady, using good craftsmanship, perfectly round to the best of your ability, with no trace of that pencil line or the Sharpie line or whatever medium you used to cut that circle, or excuse me, to draw that circle in the first place. And you can see how slow I'm going, just taking little snips at a time so that it is nice and rounded, okay? And as I look at that, I see a little bit of smidgen of black around the edge from my pen. So I can come in here and fix that up, okay? But you want to take your time, especially because if you are doing this project as a group project, it's not just your circles that are creating the piece. It would be the circles of everybody in your group. So you want to present the best possible craftsmanship you can so that you don't let your group down. Okay. So this is what you're going to work on, getting all of these circles cut out. You want to get everyone cut out of your construction, or excuse me, your colored paper that you can. And how many you end up with is all dependent on the sizes that you use. And so clearly, if you're using a mix of sizes, you could end up with dozens of these circles cut out, which is ideal. You don't want to just take the easy route out and make a bunch of bigger ones because you think they're going to be easier and faster to cut out. It just doesn't really work like that. That doesn't create for a good finished project because you want to have a mixture of sizes. Okay, so if you're cutting out of surfaces like this or other surfaces, if you're looking for a specific number of pieces that you should be getting cut out, I'm going to say, let's see, if a half a sheet here, if I created, this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's about half 14. You could fit about 16, so that's 32. Out of 2 sheets of this paper, you should get about approximately 30 circles cut out. So that's probably a good number that you want to strive for as you're cutting out materials at home, whether it's from a magazine or from whatever you're cutting from. Okay. So whatever materials you decide to cut from, just use good craftsmanship. Make sure you put them into a Ziploc bag or something so that they're kept nice and safe and sound, all in a place where they're not going to fall out and jump and get lost. Make sure you bring those back to class next time, and we'll keep moving on with our Pindell project. Have a super time cutting.